Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Monday Morning Motivation with Pam. Sorry I'm a little bit late this morning getting going. My had a phone call, so I had to talk to somebody, but it's not a huge deal. I'm just going to invite a few people to see if they'd like to tune in with me. Just, oh, there's somebody on. Good morning. Awesome. All right. Excuse me. It's been a chaotic day. I don't know why. Mondays are just weird that way, but everybody's like, yeah, okay, let's get stuff going. I'm like, yeah. But Mondays aren't, my kid doesn't go to school Mondays, so we don't have to all be up or super early, so I get up and get in my workout. Good morning, Tina. I hope you're doing awesome this morning. Cheers to a fantastic Monday, a beautiful Monday. It is so bright outside. I was trying to find a place to do my go live this morning, and my husband's still sleeping because he starts on night shift tonight, so I don't really want to be out in the living room area because everything just echoes out there. So I'm hiding in the bathroom. But normally if I do my go live up on the windowsill, then I get good lighting, but it's so bright. I was just I can't even see anything. And then, I don't know, I was just trying to find a good place for this. So cheers. Yes, loving coffee this morning. So today I took my inspiration for the topic from the book that I'm reading with Rachel Hollis, Girl Stop Apologizing. If you have not read her books yet, some people say they could be a little bit preachy because she is very faith-based. She was raised, she's a preacher's daughter or something. So that's her MO. That's her writing style. She doesn't talk about it a lot, but every once in a while she sneaks in a little reference here and there, but I don't find it to be all that preachy. So I recommend both of her books. I finished Girl Wash Your Face already, part of my 75 hard challenge. Today's day 41 for me. I've hit that peak. I'm headed downhill now. I know it's all downhill from here from now until the middle of March. So I'm still going strong. I'm so excited that my 75 hard, it's been different this time, and it's been good that it's different. So I'm just really excited that apparently the kids are being allowed. I'm just really excited that this 75 hard has been different. I've had different challenges and just pushed myself a little bit further out of my comfort zone, and it's been easier to get back into the routine that I developed for myself the last time I did it. So that part's been really good. It's just I'm adding new stuff in. I got lots of stuff going on. Tina says that I'm doing amazing. Well, thank you very much, lady. I appreciate your support always. I'm adding a bunch of new stuff in to, not to my routine specifically, but just to my life. My husband has some new ventures going on, so I've been helping him. We're getting the shop ready for that stuff. And then, of course, with my business, I've got a couple different avenues that I've gone on. I'm starting a coaching program for people that want to get started in the online space. Good morning, Brandy. I hope you're doing great. So I'm starting a coaching program for people that want to get started. They don't know how to get started, or they've kind of started, but they're floundering. They're not sure what to focus on because there's so much going on, right? There's so much out there for shiny objects. So how to get started with that, or if they've kind of started, but they've hit a speed bump, or they've plateaued, in weight loss, you plateau and you're like, how do I, get this going again, right? So for people that have done that, so just I'm going to offer right away a 6-week, like a mentorship coaching program for people in those kind of spaces. And I'm super excited to start with that. And Brandy and I are starting, the Affiliate Institute is offering a 12-week accelerator program that starts this week. And yeah, she's busy too, she says. So we know, I actually took a sneak peek inside the accelerator program. The orientation is tonight and then it starts tomorrow. So I'm like, there's like 6 weeks of stuff in there, and it's like they've got your days measured out like each day. So I'm kind of excited, but I'm a little nervous too, because I'm like, the next 12 weeks are going to be crazy. So between my new coaching program that I'm going to offer, I'm just kind of finalizing some details, and the accelerator program that we're in, Brandy and I are in, there's only a handful of us. There's only like 20 or 30 people in it, which is great because it makes it more intimate, but yeah, so excited. And then I've been working with an amazing mentor with, he has an agency with Facebook ads, and he's teaching me to start my own agency for Facebook ads. So if you are in the online market space, or if you have any small businesses or anything like that, I can help you with your digital marketing. So I'm starting that here right away too. So I've got a lot of irons in the fire, and it's all really excited. And this is what I told one of my mentors. I said, I feel like if I create all of this chaos, that this is where my growth happens. And I posted about this last week, all this chaos and all this stuff going on that I have right now. This is where my growth happens, because I've been feeling that plateau for myself for the last little bit. Tina says I'm frozen. My Wi-Fi. Let's see if that works. Okay. Is that better? Hopefully I'm not frozen anymore. I was off my Wi-Fi, but I thought that if I have a new router and new extender. Better now? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Yes, good. Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. Hopefully the replay doesn't have any glitches. But yeah, so between all the irons in the fire I got with my coaching program and my agency and this accelerator program and stuff, I feel like I needed to create this chaos, and the 75 hard and my husband's new business. I needed to create this chaos in my life where my growth happens. So that is what I'm up to lately, and it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited for everything. If you're interested in my 6-week mentorship coaching program, definitely reach out and let me know, and I can either get you on start a waiting list because I haven't opened it yet, or we can talk about it and just see where you're at. And if it's something that you need in your life, then great. If it's not, no big deal. So anyway, like I was saying earlier, I based these three top excuses of why you haven't leaned into your true self off of this book. And it's off the first part, because she's got 9 excuses in there of why you haven't reached your goals or anything. Yes, Brandy, we are definitely going to be leaning on each other, especially with the accelerator program. It's all good, girl. I got your back. So the top 3 excuses why you haven't leaned into your true self and you need to let go of in one way or another. Number one, the number one excuse that I hear all the time, and I've talked about this in so many of my other Go Lives, I don't have time. I don't have time. Well, guess what? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. I do, Brandy does, Tina does, you do. Hi, is that a monkey? Can you go play with Zoe, please? I'll be done in a little bit, okay? Okay, remember what I said? You get a treat if you're good? Yeah. Okay, go. Yes, bribery is the life of all of us. Later, when I'm done. Thank you. Okay, so I don't have time. Yes, I have 24 hours in a day. Brandy, Tina, you have 24 hours in a day. It doesn't matter. You can't change that. You can't change the time that you've been given on this earth. You can't modify it. You can't extend it. You can't lessen it. That's the only constant in your life, is these hours that you have each day. How are you using the time that you have? So there's a difference between how I use the time I've been given every day. There's a difference between how you're using the time that you've been given every day. There's a difference between Oprah, how many hours a day has she been given? 24 hours. Guess what? She's not any more special than you or I am. Mel Robbins. I've been watching her show like crazy. I record it. It's on at weird hours, like 4 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon and stuff. Okay, go play. Go play before I close the door. Go. So it's all about how you are using. You could be the next Mel Robbins.
Where's the duck?
I don't. Oh, that's not a duck. Here, go. Get. She can hire help, but she didn't in the beginning. Mel and Oprah, they didn't hire help in the beginning. They started out just like you or me, right? Like let that sink in. How did they start? They started by just applying what they knew, learning more, and applying that. And most of the time, they learned while they had to work a second job. I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to work. I can be with my kids at home, but I'm still learning. So all these new things that I got going on, I am finding time for them each day for these specific things. I've got homework with my ad agency stuff. I've got training to watch for my coaching business, and we will have daily things to do for our accelerator program, Brandy. I saw it. I was like, I didn't look at anything, but I saw all the days laid out in our back office, and I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. So every day I'm doing the things that need to be done to get somewhere in my business. So you learn to be productive even in the small moments of your day. Like, for example, I put the girls in the shower, not every day, but every couple days or every other day. And then that 20 minutes, I bring my laptop upstairs because the shower's upstairs. They play in the shower. It's like a good 20 minutes that I have that they're doing their thing and they're playing. I wash their hair right away, and then I've got like 20 minutes. What do I do during that 20 minutes? I have my laptop upstairs and I'm writing emails or writing copy, or I'm on my phone writing copy. You can do stuff like that anywhere on your phone. I'm checking my ads. I'm posting in this group, just little things. I'm pre-planning stuff that needs to be done. I'm writing notes for this go live. Anything that needs to be done at that point. Of course, I have a list that needs to happen every week or every day. And I just go through and make sure that the things that get done are prioritized. So I have a small block of time here. I have an hour here. I have 20 minutes here. I look at my list. This is what I need to do. Cool. If it only takes 20 minutes, great. If I have to pause and then go back to it after the kids are in bed, that's great too. But guess what? Things are getting done, and that's what matters. So the biggest thing, and this is not something that I do specifically, but it helps a lot of people, is if you make a timeline of your current week, what your week looks like, make it on, the beginning of your week, whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday, sometime before the start of the week. My weeks change, depend on what my husband's doing for his work. So he's got a consistent schedule, but sometimes it's not consistent weekly, if that makes sense. It's consistent monthly. So I almost need to go through my month and make sure things are done, just because then I can put in his days and then work around that between appointments and extracurricular activities and all the stuff. You put that stuff in. And then you find 5-6 hours, your time that you need a week, you block that in.
Let's fight.
Okay, go fight with your sister. Go.
No.
Go. Well then, quit bugging me, please. Sit down and play.
What's mine?
So you take that time and you make it non-negotiable every week, whether you're blocking it into your time or you're making time in between whatever's going on. Get out now. Get out. Out. Okay, go play. Go play. Zoe, out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
I'm waiting for you.
Don't wait for her. Just leave. Please. I love my kids. Apparently they're not getting treats because they're not being good. Well, then go be good. So make sure your minimum hours are the best creative or best functioning hours of your day. Lots of people use the very beginning of their day. Some people are night owls and they do their best work in the evening after their kids are in bed or after work or whatever. But I know that Darren Hardy calls this the golden hour, like in the 5 a.m. club, as the same kind of concept where they have their first hour of their day as this is what they do. You have to make your own routine. You can't take what somebody else is doing and do the same thing and expect the same result. You are a different person. Everybody's a different person. Okay. Mwah. Okay, go. Thank you. So plan your schedule week to week. Find what works for you. Take your work or your husband or your spouse's work or whatever. Plan out your appointments, birthday parties you've been invited to, extracurriculars, but make sure your non-negotiable time, your golden hour, whatever, is there. You need 5-6 hours a week. Make sure it's there. Block it in red and make sure that it gets done. Because if you don't do it now, then when? 2, 3, 5 years down the road? But guess what? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So if you don't do it now and you do it 5 years down the road, what'll you think 5 years down the road? Be like, oh, I wish I would have started 5 years ago, right? So keep that in mind. So that is what you do with your time. What you do with your time is how you're showing up for yourself, for your business, for your family, for whatever. Make sure your time is prioritized. Number 2, the second most excuse, and this is one that hits home for me so much. I am not enough to succeed. Most, if not everybody that I've talked to have felt this way at some point in their life, whether, it's to start a business, whether it's to run a marathon, whether it's to find love, whether it's to be a mom, anything that you want, anything worth doing in life. We've all thought at one point, really, like, am I good enough to run this marathon? Am I good enough to be a mom? Am I good enough to find love? Am I enough? And guess what? You are. You just haven't figured it out yet. And even these doubts still kind of creep into my mind from time to time, even though I've done so much work. What? Go play. Or you don't get a treat. Go play. Yeah, I understand. Go play. Thank you. So if these doubts creep in, you can change your mindset. And it's hard, but sometimes you just have to just suck it up and keep yelling at yourself, I am enough in the mirror, or you are enough in the mirror, because that's what I've had to do. Hey, Julie, good morning, good morning. I didn't see you pop on. Oh, yes, you'll have to catch the beginning because I went over the first one already. And a bunch of cool new things that I'm starting in my business. So anyway, yes, so not having the skills for these endeavors, whether you want to run a marathon or start a business or being a mom, the skill comes with time. And honestly, do we ever think that we're enough as mothers? There's always doubts that come in when it comes to that, but it makes you moldable, it makes you coachable, and it makes you eager to learn. Not having the skills for these endeavors, you need to be open to learning and to being coachable. You may not have done these things yet, but take a moment, and this is a really powerful exercise. Take a moment and write down the things that you have done. You're a mom. You have created life with your body. Have you started a business? What have you learned? What have you done? Like, I was thinking back at the things that I have done, and I have learned so much over the last 2 years. I may not be where I want to be specifically yet, and that's why I'm constantly doing things to learn and to grow my business and my mindset. But my mindset has changed exponentially has gotten better since from 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I hadn't ran a 5K. 2 years ago, I had an almost 4-year-old and a 6-month-old. I have learned so much with my kids. I've learned so much about my health and my body. I've learned so much about my business. There's so much that I have learned in the last 2 years because I did start something 2 years ago. Don't live your life based on what others think or say about you. And this one's really tough because we always, especially when we're going to start a new business, we always think, oh, well, so-and-so is going to say this about me, or, that person doesn't think I can do it. But guess what? You can't think about those things. Whoever said that thing to you in 5th grade, or for my experience, it was 8th grade, and how I was bullied constantly from like 6th grade till God, whenever, that I had a unibrow. So guess what? It's constantly in my mind that, oh, do I have any hairs there? Because somebody said something once or twice when I was in grade 8. Being fat, I've struggled with my whole life, but that's not who I am. That is not who I am. That is, I am technically obese, but guess what? It's something that I've been working on, and the last 2 years have proven that I've been working on myself, because my weight has come down, because my self-confidence has improved. It doesn't matter what the scale says. It doesn't matter what that person says in 8th grade. All that matters is what's in your head. Because the scale, that person in 8th grade, don't get a say in your life. You need to let that go. It's just a story that you tell yourself from how many ever years ago that has manifested in your mind as doubt, as I'm not enough for this because of this. Wallowing in these memories or past experiences, do they make you feel better? Do they make you feel better about yourself, about your life? No, they don't. And it's time to let go the things that, the experiences, the stories that you tell yourself happened in your past life. It's time to let those go. And it's not easy. It's not. It's taken some meditation. It's taken a lot of self-discovery. And I'm actually talking to a hypnotherapist. I'm going to start hypnotherapy here in the next little while, because sometimes I feel like I'm not worthy of people following me. So that's something that I'm going to be working on here in the next little while. I'm going to be working very closely with, lots of you people may know her, Nicole Sroka. She just got her hypnotherapy license and she's offering packages. So I'm like, why not? Let's give this a try, because if not now, when, right? So nobody who lives in the place of not enough is happy, is creative, is inspiring, is enthusiastic, is empowered. If you live in that space, you don't feel those things. And in order to grow yourself, you need to start feeling those things again. The wonderful thing is that you have the ability to change your thinking and what you perceive to be true. With taking, if you write down, I talk about this all the time too. If you write down the negative thoughts that have in your mind, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, whatever, and you write down the powerful positive opposite of each one, I'm not enough, turns into I am more than enough. Yes, Tina, it is awesome. Then you can build strength on what is true and is fact and not others' opinions. Like I said, this one's probably the one that I've struggled with the most, and it's still something that I struggle with a little bit every now and then, but it's something that you can change, and I'm living proof of that. So it's something that I know you can do, because you are worthy and you are enough. Believe me. my third and final excuse that you tell yourself and why you're not leaning into your true self. It's been done before. And this is one that if I'm like on social media or whatever, I'm like planning my posts and stuff, and I see somebody, a sponsored ad or something, somebody doing the same thing that I've thought of. I'm like, oh, maybe I should just give up because that person's doing it. But guess what? Everything has been done before. Anything worth doing has been done before and is being done now. And it's funny because I talk about like my 2-year-old when she started learning to walk. Everybody's learned to walk. You do it differently than I do it. My 2-year-old does it differently than my 5-year-old. It's just how things work for you. Everybody's walked before. Everybody's made crafts in school. And I was going to grab a couple of my crafts from my 5-year-old from like her school projects and stuff and be like, this is how she colored this. Would you have colored it this way? It doesn't matter because you are a different person than she is, right? Writing stories, writing copy, you tell your story how you tell it. I tell my story how I tell it. Everybody tells stories every day. Everybody does crafts. Everybody walks. Everybody does these things every day. But we all put our own personal spin on it. Anything that sounds like a good idea has been done before. So you see, like I said, someone on social media killing it, doing it. But guess what? That is an excellent sign that you are on to something. It's a sign that it has value. And everyone has to start somewhere. So if you see that person on social media killing it, doing the thing that you think you want to do, but guess what? They've been through the struggles. They've been through the hard times. They've been through the creative process of doing what they're doing. All you have to do is take what they're doing and kind of not replicate it exactly, but model it after them. How are they finding their followers? What posts are they doing on social media? What things are they doing in their day that make them successful? Because they're that much further along than you are. Sometimes you need to take that and be like, maybe you need to contact them, be like, hey, I'm thinking of doing this too. I need a mentor. Are you willing to kind of coach me into how you got started? Because they might have tricks and tips for the struggles that they went through. You just never, ever, ever know. Anything, it's not a question of if you can do this thing that you want to do. Anything can be learned. So whether you want to learn to run a 5K, whether you want to learn to walk, whether you want to learn to start an online business, anything can be learned. It's about if you have what it takes to suck until you learn the ropes and grow yourself as a person and get better. Do you have what it takes to suck at the beginning? The first time my kids got up to walk, it didn't happen. They didn't just get up and walk one day. Oh, cool, I'm walking, no big deal. They fell a few times. And sometimes they weren't quite ready. Maybe they took a step and they're like, oh, they scared themselves. And they sat back down. They didn't want to fail. They didn't want to fall. But guess what? The next week, picked themselves back up and started walking again. Or took a couple steps. And that's what matters, is that you pick yourself back up and you start again, or you start where you left off from. You keep going. These things don't happen overnight. But if you don't start the race, you'll never know when or if you'll cross the finish line. You'll think you'll never be as good as fill in the blank of the person that you think is doing the thing that you want to do. If you want to start an online business, if you want to be a coach, there are other coaches out there. And that's kind of what scares me, because I know that there are other people that do kind of what I want to do. Oh, very pretty. There are other people out there doing what I want to do and what I'm going to do. And sometimes I'm like, oh, will I be as good as them, or will I have the same kind of approach? But it doesn't matter, because I'm a different person than what they are, right? So what matters is that sometimes the people that need the services that you want to offer don't get along or they don't align with those other people that are offering the same services as you. There's always going to be a market for what you want to offer. Always. Because you are a different person than those other people. Anybody else doing that same kind of thing. You think that you'll never be as good as them, but you won't be the same. So it won't matter. You can't compare apples to oranges because they're not the same, right? So, and that's a good thing. You can take their how they did stuff, start creating your own thing, combine it with your why, because we all have different whys, we're all different people, and you can make it your own epic thing. That's what matters. And that's what I have to keep telling myself, because starting this coaching process and this coaching program scares the crap out of me, because that means that people will be looking to me as a mentor, but I've already started being a leader. I've already started being a mentor. I just haven't charged for it yet. And that's the funny thing. So, I need to start charging for the things that I'm offering. So offering a program where people, like, I set up parameters and this is how it's going to happen. And then this is me coaching you into whatever thing that you need at that point in time. It's only 6 weeks. It's not your whole life. This accelerator program is 12 weeks and scares the living crap out of me. But I know the people that have created it and they have so much to offer. So that's why I'm part of this too. So anyway, those are the 3 excuses that why you're not leaning into your true self, and the 3 excuses that you need to let go of. And like I said, this is only 3 of the 9 excuses that she says in this book, Girl Stop Apologizing. And honestly, I'm only about halfway through the book. I'm on the second part already, but those are the 3 that kind of really stuck out to me and really like resonated with me as a person right now. But definitely pick up your own copy of the book. Pick up your own copy of Girl Wash Your Face. They've been phenomenal books, and I was a little apprehensive going into reading them because I heard how kind of preachy they were, or, you know, like the whole rah-rah sisterhood thing. But you know what? It's something that I really needed right now, so I'm so glad that I picked them up, and I'm reading the second one. I gave the first one to Jenna, who is in this group, but I gave it to her to read because she's part of my group and she's part of my system, and she's just up the road, so I could just like go somewhere and like physically hand it to her. Here you go, enjoy this book. Which is something that's truly something that I love to do, is just offering guidance and assistance. So that's why I'm developing this coaching program. But anyway, I am rambling and we are going on like 30 some minutes. So I'm going to cut this off, and I hope that you all have a fantastic week and a fantastic day. It's gorgeous here in northern Alberta. The sun is shining, and yeah, Brandon got mail too. I gave her the You Are Awesome book because she was one of my winners of that last book contest that I held. When was it? In December? Yeah, I think it was in December. Maybe I should do another one. It's been a little while. Yes. Oh, thank you, Tina. She says that I'm always delivering gold and I'm awesome, and so that she'd rather listen to me than some of the whoa, that's a high-pitched scream. Some of the other mentors that you pay you big bucks for. Oof. Well, I'm glad that I'm here delivering awesome value to you guys every week. And like I said, I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week. And you guys are in here and you're not being good. Get out. 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 I'm almost done. I love my kids. I really do. Okay, bye. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Okay, anyway. I will see you here next week at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 9 a.m. Pacific or noon Eastern. So it's technically not in the morning for you, Tina. Sorry. But for your Monday morning motivation, I will be here again next week in this group. If you're not part of my group and you're watching the replay, there should be a link around this video somewhere where you can tap it and request access for my group. And then you can tune in live. I hope you all, see you next week. I already said that a few times. My kids distracted me. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.